Just look at this white trace. It represents the engine RPM, or we can call crankshaft velocity changes. Always these peaks represent each cylinder contribution for the crankshaft velocity. In that matter, we can use this math channel for finding misfires, not only the death misfires but also slightly misfiring cylinders. So let's go the extra miles and explain this new math function in the HScope software, which we can use for the cylinder contributions and finding misfires.
Welcome back to the channel. I'm Ravi here. This is Renault Kwid 0.8 liter 3-cylinder Indian made car. This car badly misfiring and has a low power condition. So let's start the car and try to hear the misfiring sound from end of the tailpipe. Hope you heard that misfiring sound from the tailpipe, and now let's see what is really happening in the front end. You can see that engine is shaking badly. Really, scan data wasn't helpful for find the ongoing misfire. So let's use that new math function in the HScope. Anyway, do you see that some smoke comes out from the throttle body? So definitely there's something going on. So I have already backprobed the crankshaft position sensor, and I'm going to take the crankshaft signal here and use that new math channel function in the scope in order to find which cylinder or cylinders are misfiring. So let's set up the screen first, and I clear the ongoing screen and I go to the channel 2 and select that channel as the crank position sensor signal, and channel 1 is secondary ignition signal. So I clear here all the filters I have applied already for the previous capture, and let's go and start the recording. So here I tap on start. Already I have backprobed the crankshaft position sensor. You can see that crank signal is rolling over in the screen. It is a VR type. Here we go and take the second ignition waveform on number 1 cylinder as the sync channel.
Okay, let the waveform to be recorded for a while, then we can analyze it later. Until then, I would like to remind you, don't forget to rename the channel which you take the crank signal as CKP from the channel list. That is very essential. You must do that, otherwise this function will not work for you. Okay, I just stopped the waveform recording. So I would like to rearrange these waves for ease of analysis. So let me to do that. Okay, this way is much clear. So we have the sync channel. So let's go to the math channel, and here I select in the list below, you can see crank function. So just tap on that crank function. Okay, you can see that white trace appear here for the math channel that we selected for the crank function. But you can see this white trace look like a linear trace. So we need to scale it like this in order to get the real shape of that trace. So we do scale it like this and hold on the crank position sensor signal. Now you can see how is the RPM going on this engine by seeing this white trace. So you can see the fluctuations and some consistent drops like these. Definitely something going on. These consistent drops reveals that there is a misfire. However, let's analyze this waveform for furthermore. In order to do that, I have to put a firing order. So I go to the firing order layout and I select firing order here 132 for this specific engine. Just save, and I need to align that firing order onto the sync channel of the yellow trace. Before go to the analysis, I would like to save this waveform. So I tap on the data and I need to put a new name here. So I will put here Renault Kwid 800 as I can remember it easily. Okay, let's go to the analysis. Here you can see the firing order 132 and again 1. So you can see that large drop here nearby the number 3 cylinder. So we have to carefully analyze this waveform without being misled, because even this huge drop showing at the number 3 than this number 2 and number 1, we have to carefully analyze it Look at this. Here number 1 cylinder is firing. This is the firing event. When number 1 is fire, this is the crankshaft velocity increase and the number 1 cylinder contribution. It has a low contribution and then it goes to misfire. So this misfire belongs to this number 1 cylinder contribution. So definitely number 1 is misfiring. Now at this point number 3 is fire and then it contribute perfectly and crankshaft velocity go higher at the number 3 cylinder. Okay, then number 3 cylinder is a good cylinder, so definitely we have to understand it. Hope you make sense. So when number 2 fire, at this point you can see again crankshaft velocity go higher, but not like number 3. It is bit lower than the number 3. That means number 2 also have slightly misfiring according to this waveform. Again you can see here number 1 is firing with the low contribution and it goes to misfire, that goes to crankshaft velocity goes down, indicate in this waveform with a drop. All along the way you can see the same condition. It's a consistent pattern. Number 3 is contributing perfectly for the crankshaft velocity increase, but number 2 and number 1 is not contributing as perfect as number 3. So here is the drop by the number 1 cylinder misfiring. So definitely there is something wrong with the number 1 and I believe something going on with the number 2 also, but number 3 is contributing without any issue. So in the some areas of this waveform, especially in this math channel, we can see that number at the number 1 cylinder has a bigger drop than the other 2 cylinders. Just look at this section, you can see that number 3 contribution here in this area has a good, and number 2 is bit less and number 1 is more less than the all other 2 cylinders, and you can see the drop. So definitely number 1 is heavily misfiring, but number 2 also has a slightly misfiring condition. We need to address that issue. With this analysis, my diagnosis goes to the mechanical issue. So we need to verify it. However, this car brought here by another garage. So they have done already all the things to find misfires and try to solve the misfire, changing spark plugs and swap ignition coils and things, basic things like that. Here you can see the RPM in this scale. This is around 700 and 800 RPM. This is normal for this 3-cylinder engine, but you can see that fluctuation due to the misfire condition. Anyway guys, I just demonstrate this video in order to show you the new crank math function in the HScope software recently introduced by the Martin Lauren. So hope you make sense about this new math function and you can use it for finding misfires like this with these drops and how each cylinder contribute for the engine RPM, or we can call crankshaft velocity. This crank math channel almost similar to the frequency math channel, but Martin Lauren has made it more easier and convenient for users, and this is a perfect diagnostic tool for finding misfires and cylinder contributions. Anyway guys, I just going to perform the relative compression test on the battery voltage because I already told you that this car apparently has a mechanical issue. With my diagnosis using that crank math channel, we found already misfires. In order to do that, I just disconnect the injectors because I need to make this car into a crank no start condition. So let's go and do the relative compression test. In order to do that, first of all, I will set up the screen here. Just I clear the ongoing screen and I need to set up the channels. My channel 2 will be the relative compression, that means RC test. Select RC, and the channel 1 will be second ignition waveform as the sync channel. So just roll it down and I turn off the math channel. Let's start the car. I will hold this second ignition waveform probe and customer will crank the engine. So let's see what is going on. Cranking sound is not okay for me, but however we have to wait until we see the relative compression waveform. Let's see what it reveals. Here is the relative compression waveform in the green trace. So you can see it has a lot of noises. We have to apply a filter there. So I apply low pass filter with a 33 Hz frequency and then invert the waveform. Here we go. This is the relative compression waveform with the number 1 cylinder ignition event. So this yellow trace represent the number 1 cylinder ignition event. So between these two ignition events, we can put the firing order in order to identify which cylinder is which. So let's go and apply this firing order. Firing order is 132. It is always there. So I put the firing order right on the ignition event like this and align them. So now you can see clearly that number 2 cylinder, this is number 1. You can see the contribution, number 3 contribution and number 2 contribution. So number 2 has a low compression condition. That is why this relative compression waveform we are seeing low contribution. But this is number 1 cylinder. You can see it has a bit more compression than the number 2 cylinder. But you can see this is number 3 cylinder. It has a much more compression. So definitely number 2 has a low compression. Number 1 also has a little bit low compression than the number 3. Here is number 3 cylinder firing again. You can see it has a higher compression than the number 2 and number 1. So definitely something wrong with the number 2 and 1. Both cylinders has low compression than the number 3 cylinder. But there's a little bit of contradiction because we found here with the RC test number 2 has a low compression, but we found that number 1 cylinder is highly misfiring in the crank math channel waveform. Even though that crank math channel revealed that the number 2 and 1 cylinders have low contribution for the RPM. So confirm, here we found number 2 and 1 has low compression and they are contributing low RPM. Definitely something going on wrong in this engine mechanically. In order to rule out what is really going on, I have to get the in-cylinder pressure waveform and analyze it. Already I have hooked up my rotor key pressure transducer in the number 2 cylinder. But I will not bring those video footages in this video because I made this video for introduce new crank math channel. Maybe I will bring another video in the future with these footages that I am doing the in-cylinder pressure waveform analysis. However, I hope that you guys understand how to work with the crank math channel and hope you work with it and in your real-time diagnosis. Anyway, thank you for watching. Stay subscribed with us for more videos.